Good morning. Glad to be back here. This always kind of kicks off the start of football for our staff and our players. Brought 3 of our team leaders with us today. The thing about it, all 3 could have left early, and they chose to come back, and I think that's really big. Braden Smith, our offensive lineman, All-American, first-team All-SEC, probably one of the more talented offensive linemen. He can play tackle, he can play guard. One of the more talented offensive linemen that I've had at Auburn. Trey Matthews, our safety, led us in tackles last year. Really is our leader of our defense, and probably our team leader. Trey has a degree, he's working on his master's. Daniel Carlson, our kicker, 2-time All-American, last year's Special Teams SEC Player of the Year. He also has a degree working on his master's. And really on a side note that's pretty interesting, both his parents and his grandparents graduated from Alabama. So I think that's a pretty good side note there. And then the fact that he got engaged this past week. So there's a lot of things going on in his life, but he is really a true weapon for us. Just a quick recap of last year. We started out, we had some major adversity. I was real proud of our team, the way they rebounded. We went on a 6-game win streak, and I really felt like at that time we were playing as good as anybody in the country. We had some key injuries late. We kind of limped home. Just had that bad feeling the way we finished. We felt like we had a real opportunity there, and we just didn't seize the moment. This season, we have one of the more experienced teams coming back in our league offensively. We hired Chip Lindsey. I'm excited about Chip. I got a lot of confidence in Chip. He's going to provide more balance for us, and he's a quarterback guru too. So I feel very good about that. And probably the thing that I'm most excited about, is we have quality depth at our quarterback position. And that's been our Achilles heel the last 2 years. So that gives me, I know our coaches and our players a comfort. Defensively, our defensive coordinator, Kevin Steele's back for his 2nd year, just did a wonderful job. Turning around our defense, top 10 defense. We got 7 starters back. They understand his expectations. In the spring, it was like night and day compared to last spring. They have that edge, they have that confidence, and I think we got a chance to be really good on defense. Special teams, it all starts with Daniel Carlson. I really feel like he's one of the biggest weapons in all of college football. Not just the field goals and the range and all that, but the kickoffs. He all but eliminates the kickoff return. Our returners are all back. I think we got some explosive guys that can do some things with the ball after they catch it. Probably the biggest question mark about our team right now is who's going to be our starting punt. Ian Shannon is a guy that is competing with Daniel Carlson right now, and the thing about Daniel, he has done it as a true freshman. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I'm very excited about this team. We have a lot of experience back. I think we got more returning starters than we've had in the last 12 years at Auburn. And of course, in this league, there's nothing like experience. We have quality depth, and really as a head coach of the Auburn Tigers, the first time I can say that we have quality depth in all areas. And that's very important. We've had some key injuries late the last 2 years, and it's hurt us. We have strong leadership. 3 guys that I brought today, but we've got a lot of other strong leaders back at home. And then probably the biggest thing that's standing out to me about this team, that they're hungry. They're hungry and they've got something to prove. And really the last time I felt this way was 2013. And so that's a good comfort for me. Obviously we got a challenging schedule. We got some great teams in our league. We played the defending national champions on the road week 2. But I really like where we're at. And you just got that feel where there's a lot of excitement around our complex, not just with our coaches, but our players, and we're really looking forward to seeing. All right, I'd like to open up the questions, and we could, Bob Holt, we'll give you the floor first if you want to ask the first question.
We've got questions. We'll get it over here. Bob, do you have a question?
I caught him off guard.
That's right.
They're sleeping.
Send you. Second row, Bob.
I was going to ask you who your starting punter was going to be, but I guess I'd ask you about your quarterback situation. Stidham, is he the guy? And what do you think about him? What's he going to add to the mix?
Well, kind of like I was saying, the biggest comfort for me right now is we got quality depth at the quarterback position. Jared Sims is a very talented young man. I think that's a common sense deal. But what he's done since he's been at Auburn is just his leadership. He's really done a good job of trying to win over his teammates and got a great work ethic. Sean White. I'm very excited about Sean White. When Sean White's healthy, He plays at an extremely high level, and last year when we got on that roll, that 6-game win streak, he was leading the league in completions and quarterback efficiency. And we got two of the better quarterbacks, I feel like. And we got a young one named Malik Willis that is a freshman that really caught my eye in the spring. So, the exciting thing for me is we got depth. And like I said, that's been our Achilles heel the last 2 years.
We'll stay over on this side with Brandon, third row.
Brandon Marcello, 24/7 Sports. Gus, hot topic this week throughout SEC Media Days has been who can catch up with Alabama and what they've done. Obviously, that's magnified inside the state that you're coaching in and at Auburn. What makes you believe that this season you can catch up, and how do you believe whether or not you've been able to do that through recruiting and then also developing the players you've had?
Well, I mean, obviously they're on the top. I think they've won it the last 3 years, and they're recruiting the #1 recruiting class in the country every year, and they're playing a high level. What I do like about this team is they have high expectations. Their goal is to win the SEC championship, and to do that, you've got to beat Alabama. And the last 2 times we beat them, we won the league. We played for the national championship, winning one of those, and coming close the second time. But we got them at home. That's a positive. But we have a very confident team.
Okay, we'll go over here to the right, alongside the aisle.
Hey, Coach. Reed Slider from Sports Call Auburn. I just wanted to ask, obviously Cam Petway is your starter, but Kerryon Johnson, one of your more versatile players. How are you planning on using him in the new Chip Lindsey offense?
You talking about Kerryon Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kerryon is one of our most versatile players. He's an excellent player. He can do a lot of different things, and I know, the thing that Chip, he was brought in to provide balance and work extremely hard with getting the ball to the backside of the backfield, and really that's KJ's strength. So you will see that will be a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. But Kerryon's an excellent running back in his own right too. I mean, he's a tough guy. He can protect, he can catch, he can do a lot of different things.
We'll stay here in the center section along the left aisle.
Coach Hannah Stevens, ESPN Radio in Huntsville, Tim Bort's been saying that finding the third running back's kind of been an issue. When you look at Malik Miller's injury last year, what do you think his impact's going to be for you this season?
Well, he's a guy that we saw him in the weight room the other day. He's a guy that's gotten bigger, he's gotten faster. He played very well when he got the ball last year before he got hurt. So, it'll be good competition. We've got 3 or 4 guys right there who will compete for that third spot, behind our 2 veteran guys, and he'll be in that mix.
Okay, we'll go over here to the left second row top.
Hey guys, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. If there's a trend on defensive fronts, maybe it's more toward 3-man. I guess you guys are kind of multiple up front. What do you like about the 3-man? What versatility? What is it you like about playing 3-man?
Yeah, well, Kevin still likes he likes to mix it up. He likes to go 4 down and 3 down, and I think doing both I think gives offenses presents some challenge. The thing about a 3 down front, obviously they can do some different things with some athletes on the edge. It puts a little more pressure on your tackles. The thing about an odd front team, you better have some pretty strong offensive tackles, especially in the run game, if they got some pretty good anchors, and it puts that center on the island a little bit more than it would 4 down front. So, our league, if you look at it, it used to be about half and half. This year we expect probably to have more odd front, than we do even front. So you just have to have the ability and, to be able to run the football versus both.
We'll go in the center section. Todd.
Hey Coach, Todd Holland with Kansas City Star. I wanted to ask about Braden Smith, and I know he was a physical freak when he came to you, but he was always kind of a shy guy. What kind of growth have you seen from him in terms of vocal leadership and on the personal side as he's kind of blossomed during his time at Auburn?
Well, you're exactly right. He is a quiet guy, and the first 2 years, Braden was at Auburn. I would get short answers, and sometimes maybe just a grunt, He has really come a long way from a leadership standpoint. The fact that he's here and wanted to come be a part and represent Auburn, I think that says a lot about him as a person. His skill set, like I said earlier, we've got some very talented offensive linemen for 8 years at Auburn, and he's right in the middle of that. His versatility, he's played guard the last couple of years. Really think he'll probably play tackle more than likely this year. And, you know, he could have left early. If he'd have left early, I think he would have been picked up pretty quick. So the fact that he came back, you know, that really helps us. And, you know, if you look at it, when you got guys that have a chance to leave early, and they're that talented, and they choose to come back, that's usually the years that you got a chance to do something special, and he's one of those main guys.
We'll go right down in front of us here, center aisle.
AP Stidham, BamaMag.com. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, what have you learned about Jarrett Stidham and his ability to escape the pass rush and his ability to throw and run down the field with football?
Yeah, you know, I've got a lot of history with Stidham from the standpoint we actually recruited him in high school. You know, he's a good athlete. He's a lot better athlete than people think. You know, I think he started at wide receiver his sophomore year. You know, he could run. You know, he's got a 35, 36-inch vertical. He runs a 4.6. But in our league, you have to escape because things are going to break down. The defensive lines are too good. You've got to have a quarterback that can escape pressure, that can keep his eyes down the field, know when to throw it, know when to run it, and protect the football, make good decisions. And, you know, we got a chance to really evaluate him in the spring. Our defensive line is pretty talented. And so we got a lot of good information from him. We like the way he reacted to.
Stand the center section along his left aisle.
Yeah, Coach, Matt Lowe with Lindy Sports. Not many folks are talking about your linebacking unit with Deshaun Davis, Trey Williams, and Darrell Williams there. Could you talk a little bit about that unit and what they bring to the team?
Yeah, you know, last year they really came on. Travis Williams is our linebacker coach, and he just did a super job with those guys. And they just got better and better. They were playing downhill, they were hitting gaps, very secure tacklers, and the fact that they are coming back, both those guys are like quarterbacks on the field. They can dissect what the offense is going to do. They can get the front set. You know, there's two as a good linebackers that we've had together since my years at Auburn. And then we got some depth there too, like you said, with Darrell Williams and some other guys. So, you know, that was a big part. Those two were a big part of our turnaround on defense last year.
We'll go over here to the right, near aisle.
Mark Murphy from inside the Auburn Tigers. Can you talk about Marlon Davidson? What do you expect out of him as a sophomore?
Yeah.
And the pass rush in general?
Yeah, Marlon Davis, of course, you know, we lost Carl Lawson and Montravis Adams, so, you know, we need some guys to step up and fill that void. Marlon Davidson is a guy that started as a true freshman. And, you know, from the moment he got on campus, he didn't look like a true freshman. He looked like a veteran, just with the way he practiced, his work ethic, how tough he was. And he's a handful. He's got a chance to be an impact player, and I can't say enough good things about Marlon.
Okay, we'll go back over here lower right. Third row.
Hi Gus, Andrew Asford, SEC Country. You said in the past a move to the East would make sense geographically for your program. What specific benefits would there be in a development like that if that ever happened?
Yeah, well, I think our commissioners already kind of answered that the first day. I mean, you know, I think it was brought up, you know, Coach Dye said something about the map and all that. I just confirmed that, yeah, if you look at the map, you know, that does make sense. But, you know, hey, I like the way it is right now. I mean, the West right now is the best league in college football. It's a man's league. You've got Alabama right now that, you know, is the top of the deal. And I like playing against them. I like playing against them every year. I like playing against LSU. I like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, you know, Texas A&M. So, you know, I think that was probably a little bit, you know, blown out of proportion. But, you know, I like the way it is.
It will stay in that same section along the near aisle.
Yes, Coach, Dwayne Raymond, Montgomery Advertiser. You mentioned the 2013 team feeling the same way. What similarities do you see early on compared to that team?
Well, really the biggest similarities I see from that team, this team, is how hungry they are. You know, in that 2013 team, you know, they went through a storm the year before. They were embarrassed. They wanted to redeem themselves. And they had that edge to them that just brought everybody together and just do that little extra more that it takes. And they were an extremely close team. Well, this team, we got more starters back than we've had in the last 12 years. We were close. We were close. Like I said, we were playing as good a football, I felt like, as anybody for six games. We had some impact player injuries. It is what it is. We weren't happy the way we finished. And so those guys have that chip on their shoulder of rebounding. And we got to redeem ourselves. And, you know, from a coach's standpoint, that's what you want. And when you got a chance to have one of those special teams, they have that characteristic. And so that's the reason I brought that up.
We'll go back over here on our left, about 3/4 of the way back.
JamesCreppiale.com. Gus, you talked about the defensive turnaround of last season, and you nominated Kevin Steele for the Broyles Award. He didn't end up as a finalist. Do you feel, especially considering the statistical turnaround that happened, it was so dramatic, do you feel he got enough attention and praise nationally for the job he did last season?
In my opinion, he should have been right in the middle of that thing. What he did, turning our defense around, if you remember this time last year, my number one goal as a head coach is to get us playing top 10 defense. And we weren't anywhere close to that the year before. And so for him to get us to playing top 10 defense, I think we were 7th in the country in scoring. Just did a super job in the red zone, third down, and then his defensive staff did a super job along with him. But Kevin was a big part of our success last year. I really like where our defense is right now. They're so much farther ahead. And the thing about Kevin Steele is he's a great coach. He's a great person. He's a great person. He truly cares about our players. He's a great relationship guy. And like I said, we got a chance to be really good on defense again, and that's what it takes in this league.
We'll go right here in front.
Kevin Taylor with the Gadsden Times. Coach, if you would please address your two grad transfer offensive linemen in Dunn and Bell. What do you expect and how may they fit into the mix?
Well, both of them will have a chance to really help us. Wilson Bell is a mountain of a man. I mean, he's big. We recruited him really hard when we first got here in 2013. And so to have him added to what we got, that's a big help. Casey Dunn was a phenomenal player at Jacksonville State, 2-time All-American. He's a big guy, he's a smart guy. So both those guys will definitely be in the mix. And depth up front. I was telling the group earlier today that the depth up front on offense is probably as good as it's been. And you can't have enough depth on the offensive line in our league.
Coach, we'll go over here to our right on the near eye.
Chase Goodred with NFL.com. Coach, how much involvement does Cam Newton continue to have with the program and with the players, and what does it mean to the program to have somebody with his pro resume, MVP, etc., involved and to whatever extent he does, kind of being a resource for the players?
Yeah, I mean, Cam Newton's one of the better players to ever play college football, and obviously MVP of the league, and took him to the Super Bowl and all that. Cam's a great person. I'm very proud of Cam, not just what he's done on the field, but off the field. The example he's been for younger kids. He's got a great heart for youth and the things that he does off the field. Cam will come back from time to time. He was at 2 of our games, I believe, last year. And when he has off time, he likes to come back to Auburn. It feels like home to him. And I'm very proud of Cam. And I would say this, as you asked, with all the referees, the NFL and all that, they need to protect him like they do the rest of the quarterbacks.
Go back to the back section on our left, all the way in the back.
That better? Cecil Hurt from the Tuscaloosa News. Obviously, a non-conference schedule is something you inherited, I assume, when you took the job. But what have been the positives? What have been your reactions to playing Clemson in a home-and-home series? Has that been good for your program?
Yeah, of course, we got a little history with Clemson. When I was a coordinator in 2010, we won the national championship. We played them at home and went down to the very end. So, that's always a good rivalry for both of our fans, especially location. The fact that they're defending national champions and we're playing, on the road early in the season, it'll be a good measuring stick of where we're at. And, we're still sick about the loss at home last year, but they're a good team. They've been the national champions, but I do like that rivalry.
We'll go over to the left section on one side of the wall.
Morning, Coach. Morning. Joe Hagan, Alabama Cable Network. Sorry. You brought in Chip Lindsey, and you've been a run-heavy team up until now. Who are some wide receivers that we can look forward to seeing this year? Maybe some guys who are flying under the radar.
You look, most of our receivers are back. We had the #1 receiving class recruited 2 years ago. I think as a group, this is a very talented group of receivers. And in the spring, they really took that next step. And so that'll be a group, and we're going to throw it. We're going to throw it quite a bit more, and that's going to be a big key for those guys to make one-on-one plays. But, you know, I could list everybody: Nate Craig, Kyle Davis, Eli Stowe, Ryan Davis, Darius Slayton, John Franklin. I do need to say something about John Franklin, a guy that, you know, is an ultimate team player, played some quarterback in the spring, primarily wide receiver. Really, he can run. He's one of the fastest guys, I think, in pads that I've seen. So looking forward to you know, him making that transition, and then he'll also, you know, play some special teams. And I think he's got the ability. You know, people see when you put the ball in his hands, he can do something with it. And so, you know, I'm excited about that. But we have numerous. I'd say that's probably one of our areas that we have a lot of depth. Cody Burns has got a good problem with the depth that he has. Will Hastings is another guy that really had a good spring that you know, is really coming on. And Jason Smith is another guy that's made a lot of plays for us.
Coach, we'll go back down here to Bob, second row.
Hey, Gus, did you miss calling plays, and what was it about, I guess, Chip Lindsey that made you feel good to be your play caller? And also, I couldn't help but notice a couple minutes ago you talking about how you like playing the West. You mentioned every other team but Arkansas. Is that just an oversight?
No, you know what? I think you threw me off and not answering me the question that first time. No, Arkansas definitely. You know, so I have a lot of respect for them, and of course, you know, we go on the road this year. You know, as far as that goes. So, what was your question? No, calling plays. You know, Bob, you know, this will be my 5th year to be the head coach at Auburn in this league. And, you know, I came up offensive side of the football, offensive coordinator. First year, just hit the ground running. You know, and then the second and third year, trying to balance that head coach, offensive call plays and all that, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot the last couple of years, and it just got to a point last year where best for the team, I needed somebody else to call plays. And we got on a roll, and we were playing very well, and I think if we hadn't had those key injuries, I don't know, you know, we would have had a pretty good season, I feel like. And so after the season, you kind of step back and you evaluate things, and what is best for our team. And so that's really where I'm at. And, you know, Rhett moved on, and Chip Lindsey, which I have a great comfort with him. He was with me in 2013 in an off-the-field role and really was a right-hand man for me. You know, he's a former high school coach and understands our core offense. He is very good with the passing game, with the RPOs. He's a developer of the quarterback. And it's just a point, I got trust in him. And he's going to do this thing, and he's going to do very well. And so it's just kind of the transition of being a head coach. Being a head coach at this level, in this league, it's a little bit different than other leagues.
Okay, we have time for another question if we have one more. Any other questions? Right, we started with Bob, we might as well finish with Bob. We'll go over here in a second.
Yes, I know you're pretty good friends with Hugh Freeze. He's obviously got a challenging situation where if they can't play for a title or a bowl game. How do you think he's going to handle that?
You know, I mean, Hugh is one of my good friends in this business. He's one of the good guys in college football. And, you know, they're going to be extremely talented on offense. And their new defensive coordinator was our co-defensive coordinator last year. So I expect him to have a very good team.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.